2024 Toyota Tacomas are going fast. Half of them that came in at my local dealership have been sold. So I think all the naysayers out there that were saying that they were too much money, the possible market add-ons, price and options, was going to somehow cripple the new Toyota Tacoma. It does not appear to be that way. It seems that people are snapping them up, even those that are not the most colorful. You know, when I went and looked at the Sport recently, which by the way is now sold, I might have considered buying that truck had it been in a flashier color. Now, part of that is personal preference. There's nothing wrong with any color if you like it because it's your money, right? I mean, obviously, I like a little more flash because I've got the electric line metallic here, which is a very controversial color, I must add. But anyway, I might have snapped up that Sport had it been in a color. And it seems Toyota is putting out the more bland, that's probably not the right word, but they're putting out silver, and black, and gray, and underground. Underground's not such a bad color. It's that kind of grayish, maybe more muted color. I don't know. I kind of like that color. It's one that probably would be acceptable to me. But definitely not silver, maybe white, I don't know. The new Tacoma looks pretty good in white. We shall see. Now, what I have behind me here, I just wanted to point this out because I've been looking for one of these for 120 years, a long time. And I finally found one. It is a Diecast Tacoma. It's 1/27th in scale. It is a, I think it's a TRD. It is a TRD. It even says Tacoma. I don't know if you guys can see that on the back. It looks like it might be a Pro. I'm not sure. It does not say Pro, so I'm going to just say it's a TRD Sport. It's got the hood scoop on the front. Anyway, I just wanted to point it out. I've talked about trying to find these before, and finally, a company has put these out so you can pick them up. I dig it. I even have another one coming. I think it's in red. We shall see. But this isn't about die-cast Tacomas. It's about the real thing, right? Half, as I mentioned, have been sold here, 2 out of 4. Now, you might be saying, well, that's only 2 trucks. Yeah, but it's half of their inventory. And I can only imagine of what's been allocated to the dealership, what is already spoken for that's coming in. So hopefully for me, Toyota is going to start putting out some colors. You know, I want a red or a blue or a, I don't know, some color. The new orange red color is pretty sharp. I forget the exact name of it. Why they can't just call these trucks what they are, I don't know. Even in limited colors, people are picking them up. I find that a little bit amazing. I think people might be settling a little bit. Those that are really die-hard, want to buy the new Tacoma types, I think they might be settling for the more common colors instead of waiting until the more vibrant colors come out. We shall see. I don't know. Now, let's talk about price and markup, because that's been one of the biggest things that people have been talking about when it comes to the new Tacoma. There are dealers that are putting anywhere from what I've seen close to $3,000 on up to $10,000. I even heard $20,000 markup. That's absolutely insane to me. I can't believe anybody would do it, but you know, there's probably somebody that has. But anyway, some dealers are adding fees to the cost of the truck in the form of aftermarket or market adjustments. Other dealerships are adding pieces and parts, options, maybe a bed mat, maybe a different wheel. There's probably even dealerships out there that are offering to lift the truck. Wouldn't be surprising to me. And I like dealers that do that because it gives you options. I just don't like the prices that they charge. Now, when I bought mine, there was nothing added on to it. It's just a normal TRD off-road. And it is a TRD off-road. A lot of people mistake this truck for a TRD Pro, I think because of the color. You know, they had this color on the Pro for a little while. I think 1 year actually. But it is not. It is just a TRD off-road. Now, getting back to these aftermarket, I always want to call them aftermarket. They're really market adjustments. You don't have to pay that. Don't let that scare you. I mean, imagine you go to the dealer, you're serious about buying the truck. They know you're serious about buying the truck. Once it gets to the negotiation phase, that's where you can really start to whittle down that markup. Maybe get rid of it altogether. I mean, right now, a lot of dealerships are having trouble getting inventory from Toyota at all. So when they get something in there and they've got a live breathing customer that obviously wants to buy the truck, they might go ahead and certainly they would cut that adjustment down. There's no doubt in my mind. Unless there's a line of people standing behind you that are willing to pay it, I have no doubt that you'd be able to whittle that down some, either in the form of more money for your trade or simply reducing the cost of that markup itself. It's just too thin out there when it comes to supply of these trucks. And I know Toyota wants to get them out in the market, right? Because some of the best advertising is seeing one driving down the road. And if they can't sell any of them, they're not getting that piece of advertising. So don't pay it, or at least get it reduced. You know, I had a grandfather, he's no longer with us, and he used to go in and he would not dicker on price at all. This was back in like the 1980s. He would go to the dealership, he would ask the price, and he would pay it. That was it. Not even 500 bucks. I mean, that's $500 more in your pocket, right? And back in the 1980s, you know, $500 was a decent chunk of change. I mean, I still wouldn't throw $500 in the trash. So don't be like him. Make sure that if you're in the market and you're looking to buy the new Toyota that you get, or Tacoma, I should say, that you get something off, anything, even if it's a reduction in that market adjustment add-on, just to get the price down a little bit. I mean, every dime you walk out of there with is your own, right? So for me, where do I stand these days? I said if the Sport was actually a more vibrant color, I might have actually bought it. I do have a video out there of my first drive ever in the 2024. I'll link it down below if you want to check that out. I really did like the truck. I will say it gets up and goes, a definite improvement over the current generation, minus the pedal commander, of course. It didn't seem to have any lag, I don't know. And secondly, it was comfortable, smooth. It just felt like a step up. A step up in the way that the truck was designed and in the way that it handled and drove. I really did like it. It is something that I could see having down the road. Of course, the big concern, the 4-cylinder turbo, everybody's up in arms about that. I suppose it depends on what you do with the truck. You know, if you're a heavy hauler, either towing something or loading the bed up constantly, maybe that would be a concern. If you're a heavy off-roader where you're really taxing the engine, getting it hot, yeah, I can understand. But if you're like probably 90% of us, you know, 95%, I think, of four-wheel drive owners never use four-wheel drive. So saying that the 4-cylinder turbo is a problem, I would say not for probably 95% of the people that own them. Leave a comment. Let me know what you're seeing out there. Are the Toyotas, the new 2024, moving off the dealer sites in your area? Are they selling quick? I'd just be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.